Hey, what's up? As requested, I'm gonna be reviewing a video called This is the New Global Diet, and You'll Be Forced to Eat It by Shawn Baker.
Warning, as someone who has been described as the world's #1 misinfluencer, prepare to be
Really? That's funny.
misinfluenced. Now, they are at it again. The globalists, such as the Eat Lancet Commission, wants to force upon you a diet which they feel is the appropriate diet for human beings, and is a diet we must adopt in order to save the planet from apparently cow farts boiling the ocean and things like that. Okay, so what is this diet that they propose? Certainly, they say it's a plant-based diet, but I think upon reading the details of what they're recommending, I don't even think the staunchest vegan would be down for this. To be honest, it's absolutely shameful. It looks like it's been written by the companies that make ultra-processed human pet food. Okay, as I'm sure it will be of no surprise to any of you that some of the major funders of this so-called Eat Lancet Commission include the Rockefeller Foundation, the Novo Nordisk, which obviously is a huge pharmaceutical manufacturer making some of these latest GLP-1 drugs.
They probably simply want us to become healthy, and then they won't have to sell us the drugs anymore. They simply want to increase our lifespans.
As well as GSK or GlaxoSmithKline, another major pharmaceutical player. So we've got this foundation of people that stand to clearly benefit from a world of sick, obese people with chronic disease. And so just think about that as one of the leading beneficiaries of this particular diet. So this is straight from their report that was just published. The authors of this study, many of them are ethical vegans. What they are proposing is the majority, the largest food group that we get our calories from, something like 775 calories per day out of a roughly 2,000 calorie diet, comes from grains. So grains are going to be the #1.
Wait, wait, 33%? Was that a number given by them, or did Shawn Baker make this up, man? If they actually gave the number, that's super funny to me. I think to you also, if you get it. 33.
Thing we're going to consume calories from. The #2 thing are plant oils or seed oils. #2 ingredient.
What? 15% seed oils? What? By the way, when somebody says plant oils or vegetable oils, they really just mean seed oils. There's also oils which are squeezed out of fruits, such as olives and avocados, but typically you're going to be consuming the oil of the seeds being the most toxic part of the plant, meaning that when you squeeze out the oil from the seeds, you're getting really toxic oil. A diet of seeds and seed oils is as unnatural as it can get. I can't even think of anything worse. I can't actually think of anything worse. That would be the worst diet that I would recommend to somebody if I didn't want them to do well.
Ingredient in our planet-saving diet is going to be seed oils. And then a significant majority of the calories, or a significant amount of the calories rather, are going to be coming from sugar. Now let's think about if that represents over 50% of your calories come from grains, seed oils, and sugar. Think about that. Think about what kind of diet that would lead to. Let's talk about some foods where those things are the primary ingredients. You could perhaps have cake, you could have donuts, you could have all kinds of pastries and things of that nature where these would be the top ingredients, and certainly a whole host of ultra-processed foods. This is a recipe for a sick, depleted, demoralized, weak, and obedient population is what this really is. And
I don't know why he says demoralized. What does that have to do with anything? Overall, he's correct.
Believe it or not, fruits and veggies, wonderful food on the planet, only represents a very small percent of the diet. A little bit more than 10% of the diet comes from fruits and vegetables. So anyone who...
They always emphasize the vegetables anyway, not so much the fruits. And the fruits that people eat nowadays are pretty unnatural, although still way better than eating vegetables.
Who is, vegan, vegetarian would probably have some issues with that, I think. Now let's talk about the the thing that gets almost no food is the animal foods. What do they recommend for that?
I'm gonna guess, I'm not looking in case you showed it already, protein. They always just say protein, they never say meat. And if meat, then lean meats. Okay, so it does say meat, but that's how it always is.
Well, they do allow you to have
4%, yeah, totally, because that's how it would be in nature. You would be harvesting seeds 10 hours a day, picking little seeds from flowers and who knows what, some grasses, plants, and then squeezing out some oils from those for more hours of work. And then you would eat fruits and vegetables which don't even exist in nature. Okay, yeah, you would find some wild fruits also, but as I said, that's not what people eat today. It's not at all as if you would be eating 80 to 100% animals, depending on the season and where you live, the climate.
Plus calories a day of dairy products. So you can thank them for that. But when it comes,
yeah, because it's pushing you into the direction of a vegetarian, essentially. That's why they allow that. Dairy and eggs are kind of still allowed. Really, their goal is to get rid of the meat.
to an egg or eggs, you get 20 calories worth of eggs a day. So
20 calories worth of eggs. Wow, thank you.
an egg, a whole egg has about 60 calories. So you can have 1/3 of an egg a day. Gosh, don't splurge on that. And then when it comes to meat, particularly red meat, such as pork, beef, or lamb, you get a total of 15 grams.
Oh my God, man. These people are just comedians. Never gonna happen. Not with me. I'm never gonna do it. Yeah, you would have to force feed me something like that.
of meat from those three groups. So that's like less than half an ounce. I mean, it's about half an ounce of meat that you can get in those groups. Fish, you get a little bit less than that even. So this is, obviously almost a completely vegetarian diet. I guess they put a little bit of meat in there so you don't completely starve to death right away. It is absolutely insane. Okay, and if that's not bad enough, when I mention fat, how much animal fat are you allowed? Effectively zero. I think it's between 0 and 5 grams a day, which is an abysmally tiny amount. And so this diet to save the planet is not going to save the planet. This you might as well title this the diet to enrich big food companies, processed food companies, because that's all it really is. And these people that will say that I'm spreading misinformation by pointing this out and dissuading you from blindly adopting a diet that clearly, if we look at countries that have similar diets.
Shawn Baker is doing a good job overall. As you know, I don't promote the fake carnivore diet, only the real one, what we are naturally supposed to eat, raw meat, but still, he promotes eating meat. It's the best kind of fake diet there is out there, pretty much. And he's against veganism, plant-based diets, and this whole agenda that's going on. Overall, he's doing good.
Patterns. You can look at the country of India, where they consume minuscule amount of meat, a large amount of grains, and the other thing they like.
Yes, and they have the highest diabetes rates on earth, usually, when they come out with the statistics. And I think also pretty high amounts of heart disease and whatnot. A lot of diseases, for sure.
To consume on this diet, I've left out are legumes and nuts. And so when you...
Yeah, it's all seeds anyway. Just feed the slaves the seeds. What does it matter? Beans, legumes, nuts, or some kind of wheat.
Model that diet, you're going to get basically the results that India has. Now, what are the results that they have in India?
Yeah, but then this diet is essentially 50% seeds if you look at the grains and the nuts. I still have to laugh if they really put 33% grains, man. It's such an inside joke. It's as if they are saying, we know obviously what we are doing, and some of you will also know. When you look at the 33, yeah, you're not gonna do it obviously, but the rest won't understand.
Number one, most people with heart disease, most people with diabetes, they have a population with a significant portion of the population is stunted, a significant portion of the population is suffering from mental disorders, and their fertility rates, by the way, recently are declining. Now, you may say, well, this is because they are poor and impoverished. Well, that is exactly the point. They want to put you on a peasant diet. This is the whole point of it.
Right. I always also used to say peasant diet, but when you actually look at how peasants used to live, technically it's not really correct, because actually peasants used to live pretty well, especially when you compare them to us. They used to have their own animals. They ate mostly meat. Actually, they ate close to the diet that Shawn Baker is promoting. Maybe not only meat, also some bread and whatnot, obviously, because it was already the times when grains were being pushed onto people, but they ate mostly meat. Really, it's not actually true to call it a peasant diet, but whatever. We all understand what he means. It's better to just say a slave diet, because that's how it is.
You deserve to eat peasant food and not actual good nutrition like many of them will continue to eat regardless. So, and the other thing I'll point out is
how he always shows the cooked meat. Yeah, that's all right. Of course, raw meat, red juicy meat looks a lot more appetizing.
They've mentioned this many times. This is not something, most people aren't going to sign up for the peasant food. You know, many people that realize this are going to wholeheartedly reject it, just as they did about 5 years ago. They are planning on doubling down, spending more resources,
Yes, but the thing is that eventually if something happens, then they may be forced to slaughter a lot of animals, and the meat prices will be and are actually already increasing. That's really what's gonna make people move away from the meat.
And going after and attacking and smearing anyone like myself and others among us that will provide a contrasting opinion around that. Now, to be fair, I am open for debate. If somebody wants to debate me on the wonderfulness of that diet and that's how we should go, I'd be happy to talk to those folks about it, but they would prefer no. They would prefer just to shut you up, to censor you. So we can't let that happen. So we have to get this information out far and as wide as we possibly can. We have to influence those people that make the policies. We have to support our local farmers and ranchers, particularly cattle ranchers and so on and so forth, because they want to see those people wiped off the face of this planet, and we cannot let that happen. All right, so in short, the dietary guidelines this Eat Lancet Foundation is trying to push out there is not going to lead to a healthier planet. It is not going to lead to a healthier populace, despite what they're claiming. They're using some of these highly confounded epidemiological studies and extrapolating things. They're also using climate modeling data, which we know is wildly inaccurate, to sort of bully us into adopting their diet. And as I said before, they will tax us, they will regulate, they will ration, they will put farmers and ranchers out of business with draconian regulations. We have to take that back. We cannot give an inch.
Let's look at what Google AI sees as a healthy meal plan. To create a healthy meal plan, focus on building balanced meals. Of course, that feature a variety of whole foods. Whole foods, okay, we'll see if that's what they will actually show. Simple strategies use blah blah. Vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean protein, as I said before. That's what they always say. Flexible. Okay, sure. Prioritize whole foods. Processed foods, no. Whole grains, lean proteins again. Rich in vitamins and minerals. Sure, mate. Use healthy fats. Cook with unsaturated vegetable oils. Also, the reason they call them vegetable oils is because it sounds friendlier. Because in people's minds, vegetables are healthy. So when you say vegetable oils, it kind of sounds better. If you would say seed oils, it right away has a kind of worse connotation to it, such as olive or canola oil. That's DEF essentially, rather than butter or trans fats. Butter or trans fats, as if it's the same. Sure, yeah. Or just use lard and tallow, as people always used to do when we cooked food. Reduce salt, sugar, and saturated fat. Of course, they put it all in the same category, as if saturated fat is bad. That's what they always do. They mix good and bad things together. Limit foods and drinks high in these ingredients, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. Okay, whatever. And here we have it. So Monday you would be eating Greek yogurt for breakfast with berries and walnuts. That's exactly what I see in the What I Eat in a Day videos that I review. Is this where people get these stupid ideas or what? I've never looked this up. I just wanted to, for fun, I wanted to see what Google AI is going to tell me. But it's just funny that this is exactly what I see in all the videos that I review. Lunch, grilled chicken, okay, probably chicken breast, but it doesn't say that, so it could be chicken with the skin and the fat. Yeah, okay, that's something, I guess. Wait, oops, I take everything back. It says grilled chicken salad. I didn't see that. I didn't see the salad. So it's green leaves with some kind of fruits full of pesticides, antibiotics, essentially, with the chicken, and then quinoa, some seeds. Yeah, whatever, man. And your dinner would be baked salmon, so probably farmed salmon, realistically. That's what you will find everywhere. Nobody has money to buy wild salmon. With roasted vegetables, yeah, great slave meal. And then Tuesday, we would have a smoothie made with fruit, protein powder, a waste product, literally. It's actually a waste product. You have to understand, if you buy protein powders, you're buying waste products from big companies making billions from you. And spinach, green leaves, have fun with kidney stones, leftover baked salmon, leftover from the day before. Nothing wrong with eating food from the day before. It's just funny that there's no different food options, no variations. Not that there should be naturally, but when it comes to this, why would you eat vegetables again? You should never eat them anyway. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of soup with a side salad. Oh my god, man. And then we have turkey and burger, eggs. Yeah, some meat, but lean protein, so lean meat. That's what they are saying. It doesn't necessarily say that you should be getting the Greek yogurt with a lot of protein instead of a lot of fat, which is how it originally was. That's how it used to be made, but maybe the one who's reading this is just gonna buy the full fat Greek yogurt. That's something. It's pasteurized dairy. It's nothing special, but it would be better than the low fat option. But then again, when they say lean, people will probably buy chicken breast and low fat yogurts. Yeah, and as you can see, oatmeal, how is that even a whole food anyway? Nobody's gonna eat whole oats, those seeds. And oatmeal is made out of processed seeds, those oat flakes. That's not a whole food. And pretty much nothing here is anyway. Spaghetti again. It's seed slime made into some lines to imitate meat with a red sauce. Baked chicken and flour, green toxic flour. Again, green toxic flour from yesterday. Yeah, I ate green toxic flours from the day before. That's awesome. Homemade pizza. Yeah. Whole wheat crust. Yeah. Topped with vegetables. Yeah, exactly. No cheese, no meat. Fuck off. I'm done. And then let's go to the next one. Then I wanted to see what the children meal plan would be. When creating a children's meal plan, focus on providing balanced nutrition from a variety of food groups while involving kids in the process to get them brainwashed, to get them used to it, or what? Huh? This encourages healthy eating habits. No, you're just gonna force them and manipulate them to eat that, and can help manage picky eating. Yeah, right. Picky eating is just a human being, a child, not wanting to eat the garbage that he or she is presented. That's it, because all humans want to eat natural food. Children especially, because they are much more in tune with their intuition. Balanced plate, fruits, veggies, whole grains, protein. Doesn't even say meat, eggs, dairy, just says protein. So could also be nuts and beans, right? Of course. Could be vegan, yeah? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, seafood. Lean meats, of course. Poultry, eggs, beans, nuts, and seeds. Opt for whole grains. Yeah, but then again, do you even recommend whole grains or processed? Whole grain pasta is not really a whole grain anymore, right? Because children are not going to be chewing on whole seeds, obviously. You're going to be covering up the seed products with a lot of sauces and cheese and meat. That's how you will get them to swallow it, because it's unnatural food. Stay hydrated. Oh my fucking god. Prioritize water or low fat. or fat-free, low-fat or fat-free milk. Unbelievable. Over sugary drinks. Yeah, but what is that then, really? It's just a sugary white drink if you remove the fat. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. And it's pasteurized also, obviously. Limit fruit juice to 1 small glass per day. Yes. Use What? Embrace healthy fats. Use vegetable oils for cooking and include healthy fats from sources like avocados and nuts. Limit saturated fats from butter and hard margarine. Yeah, okay, hard margarine is bad, but use vegetable oils. And again, butter and hard margarine are in the same group. Yeah, a lot of manipulation going on here. Offer frequent meals. Okay, whatever. What we would have Mondays would be oatmeal. Again, not a whole grain meal. Sliced banana and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cinnamon is toxic tree bark. Literally, that's what it is. Lunch, rainbow tortilla roll-ups with cream cheese or hummus. Daily turkey. What the fuck is this, man? And green leaves again. Mini meatballs with whole wheat pasta. Man, I can't. Is this what people feed children today? This is insane. I'm not even gonna go through this. I'm already done, man. This is painful to read. Man, people actually ask AI, the so-called AI, just this program, this app, what they should be feeding the children. Scrambled egg, yeah, okay. So then we have, again, leftover, right, yeah, mini meatballs. Sheet pan chicken with roasted vegetables, broccoli, bell peppers. Yeah, just, it's all the same. Yeah. It's a lot of gut-destroying seeds and vegetables. They would be even without the pesticides, but all of this is ridden with pesticides, glyphosate, herbicides. It's so bad for your gut. And then people wonder why they are depressed and the children scream and have gut pain and eczema and they have acne when they turn 30 and 40 in pizzas. Yeah, okay, just, it's done, man. Oatmeal again. And just wheat and seeds and some yogurt, some lean meat, sweet potato, green beans, hummus with raw vegetables and whole wheat pita bread. What the fuck? Oh, apple slices. Oh, that's a snack. Oh, okay. Still, that's still bad. I thought it's a whole meal because it was Sunday. Yeah, right. Apple slices with nut butter or cheese. Yeah, so some dairy, some eggs mixed in there, some lean meat. That's essentially, well, it's for sure malnourishment. Fruit and granola bites. Yeah, just feed the masses the seeds. As I said, overall, Shawn Baker is doing a good job informing people about what's going on, what diet they are trying to push onto us. I don't agree with the fake carnivore diet, the cooked muscle meat diet, but I understand why people eat it. People come from eating these kind of meals, what I just showed you, and in their minds, switching to a carnivore diet means switching to eating meat. And seeing as what they have known their whole lives is cooked muscle meat, they switch to eating pretty much only cooked muscle meat, maybe some eggs, butter also. There's some variations in the carnivore diet. But it's understandable why they do that, because that's what they believe a carnivore would be eating. We don't know carnivore on this earth cooks their food, obviously, but they believe that humans used to eat it. They believe in evolution and all of that, and that's how they come to this conclusion. In reality, humans in nature slaughter animals, they hunt them down, they open them up, they right away eat the raw liver and the other organs, and sometimes they don't even eat the muscle meat at all, if there is enough food, of course, if they are really good hunters. And of course, they right away drink the blood for hydration and because it's essentially the best food on earth. That's a true so-called carnivore diet. It's not even a diet anyway. It's simply what we are naturally supposed to be eating. And whatever the case, this fake carnivore diet is still way better than what they are promoting, what these apps are promoting. No wonder that this is what I always see in the What I Eat in a Day videos that I review. It's as far away as it could get from what we actually naturally eat. It's very far away from the fake carnivore diet also, but it's really something close to the opposite of what we eat in nature. Think about it. What I just told you is what we eat in nature. Did you see any of that here? Anything at all? I saw nothing. Where are the organs? Where's the blood? Where is the natural food which we eat in nature? Thanks for watching.